King Kaka. Okay, yeah. I took a promise, kesha na insist. Nime come no white flag, nime come in peace. Time is money account, now is going fluid. Fred just left, Enrico must be going through it. Jana nilipunguza speed, saina tembe ka snail.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to Kenya to the World. My name is Jukes, and I have some special guests in the building today. And they are from the neighborhood, and I want them to be able to introduce themselves because we're going to get to know them. Hi.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Fine. We're very fine.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. You guys don't seem excited that it's a Friday. What's going on?
Tension.
Tension where?
Tension here.
Tension where? Huh? Happy Friday, guys. How you guys doing?
Very fine.
Welcome to Radio 254.
Thank you so much.
We are the home of Kenyan music and content. And we want to talk about you guys' businesses or what you do. And we had a chance of hosting, I don't know how to say the word. I would say couture, but I don't want to say the wrong word. But you guys have a community, and I want to be able to spread awareness about the community, but not just the community, but the individuals in the community and the different businesses. So I guess, without telling us too much about the community, I guess what's the community about?
Okay, just a simplified explanation about Kotri is a group of individuals, mostly creatives, who came together, and the purpose of the community is to just look for brands to advertise for or create projects for. Yeah, that is how simply I can describe Kotri as.
Okay. And I guess, when did you join the community?
Very recently.
Okay.
I think it's not even been, I think it's been a month
okay.
since we joined the community.
Yeah.
So would you also say that you are a creative?
Yes.
So, like, is to be part of the community, do you have to be a creative?
You don't have to be a creative to be part of the community, but I think once you get into the community, you'll come to discover that being a creative is not just being a model or a videographer. There are so many aspects into being a creative, and we sort of all fit. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
So Nyambura, you there's a word that you do a lot of things. There's a word that people it's not I was gonna say poly something, but it's not that word. There's a word when you do a lot of things. I guess, how would you describe yourself?
I am business-wise or just
in general, as a person.
As a person,
how would you describe yourself?
Okay, I think I take every single day as it is. When I see something that I'm interested in, I go for it.
Okay.
I do not like to limit myself to one thing, because when I get to talk about my businesses, you'll come and realize that I don't limit myself, because at the end of the day, it's about fulfillment as Nyambura, and also, how can I put this? Just being fulfilled as Nyambura and chasing that bag. Okay. Yes.
Where was Nyambura born?
Nyambura is from Kiambu region. She was born in Kikuyu. Okay. Kikuyu Hospital, to be
specific.
To be specific. And I have lived in Nairobi, I think, all my life. And being that I have been in the city, it has also really opened up my mind. Okay. In terms of business, because my parents are both business owners, and I think I learned a lot from them on how to just, when you get an opportunity, just grab it. Because at the end of the day, you don't know where that business is going to take you.
Where do you have any siblings?
I do not have any siblings. I'm an only child.
For real?
Yes.
You're an only child?
I'm an only child.
Okay. How was that growing up?
It had its pros and its cons.
What are the cons?
The cons.
Kuboeka.
Number one, kuboeka, because you don't have people to play with. And I guess it just made me naturally kind of introverted, but I'm slowly growing out of that phase. And also, kukaziwa sana. My parents were very overprotective.
Uko unaweza kwenda out ama kucheza na marafiki zako?
Hizo zote was a no for me. A baby girl, unaambiwa weka kwa nyumba, you want to watch movies. And I love to remember those times where ulikuwa unaekewa movies kwa flash ama kulikuwa na CD. That was basically how I used to spend every single day.
Unakumbuka siku za movie shop? Kulikuwa na kitu ilikuwa inaitwa movie shop. Unaenda kwa movie shop, unapatiana moja, unarudishiwa, una exchange.
Exactly.
siku hizi kuna Netflix, hata wase wajui kuna movie shop ilikuwa
biashara ya movie shop sahi
story.
So I want to know, Nyambura, I'm very curious. What was your first hustle, or what was your first business?
My first business, I wouldn't call it.
Not even me and Latoya used to sell ice. I'm on tropical. The first time you realize, hey, I can make money, or like your first time you're like, okay, even not even as you need a shop, but the first time you're like, maybe business is for me.
My very first hustle was doing branding for branding T-shirts, cups, mugs, and T-shirts. So I had a page at that time, and we would get clients who would want to customize their gifts. So unaenda tao unafanya customization, then you sell the product. That was my very first hustle. It was after Form 4. Okay. Yes.
So ukiwa chuo, never did you ukiwa shule ukufanya biz?
Nikiwa shule kidogo nilikuwa mtu amenyamaza. Nikiwa shule I was very quiet. I didn't interact a lot. So that idea of just being a business person really came after Form 4, where I saw girls are living the life that I would want to live, and the only way to do for me to do that is just to make my own money and then now spend it as I please.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have a friend here.
I have a friend here.
What's your friend's name?
My name is Cynthia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hi.
How do you know this woman?
I know her in all aspects. What way do you want to know? Namjua in every way.
No, like mulipatana aje. How did you guys meet?
Yeah, tulipatana kwa job. We are both social workers.
Okay.
Kwa company fulani.
Okay. Wait, wewe uko na 95 na uko na biz. Magai. Wewe ni Kikuyu kweli. Hadi uko na 95 alafu uko na biz. So I'm curious, Cynthia.
Yeah.
In my 30-something years of living in this world, I have never met a social worker in Kenya. Or at least, if they were a social worker, they didn't describe or introduce themselves as a social worker. Social worker ni kitu kwa movies America. I'm a social worker.
We are everywhere.
So what's a social worker for me who doesn't know, and someone who might be listening and doesn't know?
We basically deal with vulnerable women as whatever we deal with. Vulnerable, we call them AGYWs, that is adolescent girls. GYW.
Okay.
Adolescent girls and young women. That's the abbreviation of that in simple terms. So it basically, what we basically cover is GBV, mental health, HIV and AIDS. So we offer help and correct and accurate information to young girls and women.
So another silly question is, as a social worker, are you employed by a non-profit organization or are you employed by the government?
Non-profit organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you find yourself becoming a social worker? In the sense that, is it something you went to school for and wanted to do, or is it like a job, or how ulijipataje umeingia hiyo sector?
Funny story. Nilikuwa nimemaliza Form 4 by then.
Okay.
Sikuwa that much qualified. So there's a friend to my mom who was a CHV, wanaitwa CHV. Ni community health
community health volunteers.
Yeah, awa wa mtaa tu, awa umadhe wa mtaa unaonanga amekubisha na kuambia mtoto nafaa pewe polio. So alikuwa CHV.
Okay.
She was like, I have this opportunity and I think your girl might be fit for it. I've always loved talking to women. I've always loved talking to young girls. So my mom was like, unakwanga na energy mbaya na kiherehere mbaya. Why don't you use it in a positive way? Okay. So I got introduced, I got trained, and I started working. And I love it very much. It's fun.
I want to ask a bit of a tough question.
Yeah.
In terms of the work, does it ever take a toll on you? Because like yesterday, yesterday was a very difficult day because we were talking about what happened.
Yeah. And
my mind can't wrap my mind can't wrap around the concept that this is happening to women and why.
It will.
And you, like as a man, if you can't have a conversation, like if it has to get to that point, it's unacceptable, completely unacceptable.
Very,
and the saddest thing is that we have a femicide problem in Kenya.
We do.
And we just shrug it about, but like women are actually being harmed every day.
They are.
And there's no, how do we protect them? Because I guess I feel like it's a hard job.
It is. Oh, it is. It is a very hard job kusema tu kweli. Na mostly ni kwa sababu the major problem ni illiteracy. That is the number one cause. Dem anakuwa violated na hajui anakuwa violated. Yeah, anajua tu that is just something normal. Venye tu umesema we've normalized hurting women, I will put it that way. So unapata dem ya anakuwa violated na hajui. Like hajui hafai kufanywa hivyo or such kind of a thing. Unaget. So illiteracy is the number one cause of most.
And I feel like the only way for them to find out is to talk to other people and then realize that what's happening to them is wrong. Or how do they, I guess, how do you figure out that something, how do these women figure out that something they're setting is wrong? Because it's wrong and we think it's wrong, but then it's happening to them and I guess it's been normalized.
That's why we are here. To educate, offer information and ulikuwa unataka kusema?
Okay, so what's I can maybe chip in and say this. Like for the organization that we work for, there is we have very many different programs that basically we do mentorship and education, and you'll find that these programs, they go to the remote areas whereby women are not, like I have a phone, but there's a girl somewhere who is the same age as I am and doesn't have a phone or doesn't have access to this kind of information, doesn't have hata kwa kuna cyber ama kitu kama hiyo. So the organization basically goes to places where it's very remote, and we enter into those communities, and there's so much backlash because
ninyi nani makuja kufanya nini alafu mmetuambia nini usimuende because maybe when you leave does stuff not go back to factory settings?
Because not really, we don't leave. Okay. Once we set camp.
Yeah, because if you come, you give a mentorship talk and then you dip.
No.
I mean, that's not going to,
we even open offices in those places. Yes.
Okay.
So what I can say is that they also, the other problem is, and sorry to say this, but some men have failed terribly. Yes. Because you'll find that when we go to such communities, we want to deal with the girls, right? And when we talk to them, mwanaume ndakuja nileta shida, mnaambia nini bibi yangu, mnaambia nini mtoto wangu,
ama even the dad,
kama nani
na nini na kina nani. And sometimes we even do controversial topics, like you can't go to just anywhere and start talking about HIV and AIDS or STIs. People really don't like hearing such things being talked about in public, but at the end of the day it's very important, because girls out here are getting pregnant, they're getting AIDS, they're getting violated. Things like intimate partner violence is a very real thing, and at the end of the day wanawake ndio wanakufa. Women are the ones who are getting harmed, but it's upon us as social workers and community workers to try and curb that, and actually just provide information even to the men, the interventions that help men to understand that whatever you're doing to your wife, your child, your daughter, it's wrong.
Let me ask you something. Is there a way that like arts, whether it's movies or music, we could talk about these subjects in a way that, like sometimes you can put it in music and maybe it can be passed on. Like, I don't know, how can we make sure more people get the information and it's not like, how can more people get the information?
So right now, you find that, like, again, the organization that you work for, they are dealing with digital health right now, something called digital health, whereby there are even apps that you can access to get this information. We have social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
We even have hotlines.
Yes, even hotlines. There's a hotline called 1190 whereby you can call and get any kind of information that you need.
And what does 1190 stand for?
Free. It's like a call center.
Okay. And do you guys know the phone number?
It's 1190. 1190 is the hotline.
When you dial 1190.
Okay, 11 and then 90.
Yes.
Okay, so 1190.
Yes, that's it.
And is it 24/7 or how does it work?
24/7.
Okay.
For calls mostly from between 8 to 10 p.m. And then you can text. It's even IA generated, whereby you can deal with the chat box. So any kind of information that you might need, accurate and free. You don't pay to use that number, and it's accessible through any, whether it's Safaricom, Airtel, you can call in.
And credit, does it charge?
No,
it's
toll
free. So it's toll free.
Yes.
So you don't have to be like, I don't know how to call or whatever.
No, just dial 1190.
Or if you feel like uwezi ongea kwa simu, unajua kuna mtu aweze kupiga aseme, I have this issue. you can text them on WhatsApp. That the number is 0700 121 121.
For now, WhatsApp is down kidogo.
Okay.
So they're using 1190 for text
Okay.
as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you guys meet at work. But what I guess you guys meet at work or you meet outside of work.
Everywhere.
That's how we. No, when I was getting, I'm going back to the point of how you guys met.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you met because you work at the same organization, or did you guys know each other before that?
No, we met
at
at
work.
organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys, how long ago would you say this was?
2 years.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So ni juicy too.
Yeah.
Juicy too.
Yeah.
But we clicked. Yeah.
And I guess if there's a girl out there who would want to be part of what you guys are doing, maybe go on these trips, maybe help mentor others, I guess how can they become a social worker?
Okay, so I can also answer that. So to work in any organization that deals with any non-profit, you have to do a course, either community development or social work. And I think right now it's being offered in almost every university. But
and a course means like a diploma, a degree, or just a course?
You can start from certificate.
Okay.
It just doesn't matter. But also, okay, sisi kwa hizi organizations tunaambiangwa ni kujituma. Right now, if you go to the place that we work for, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention.
Yeah.
Okay, we work for LVCT Health.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can, the minute you show interest that I'm interested in this, there are always opportunities. Because at the end of the day, any donor-funded organization, it has money. And that money is basically the people who believe in whatever we are doing. And meaning that at the end of the day, we are looking for people to employ. We're looking for people to empower. We're looking for people to, share the word. And once you empower one girl, like how I was empowered, how she was empowered, we have gotten the chance to empower others. And then they will have the chance to empower others.
Yeah.
So you can either do the course or you start even as a mentor or a volunteer. Yes.
Yeah.
So someone here is asking, if someone is affected by these things, would you recommend them going into this field? Like, let's say they're around violence at home, or maybe they've had experiences that are not, but I guess would it be triggering for them to be in such a working environment?
Absolutely not.
And so I guess, would you think it would help them, or would it be hard for them to do that job?
Okay, I'll give my own personal experience. Let's say I have been through something in the past, and getting into this field was kind of healing for me, because at that time when I was going through this, I had no one. But when I got into this organization and I saw that I have the power to change another girl's life who's going through the same, it's like healing my inner child. So it depends, but I think at the end of the day, once you get into the place, you start to feel as if you're healing something. You're not alone.
Okay.
Actually, when you
because I feel like a lot of people are probably going through it alone.
Yes.
And they don't even know about 1190.
Exactly.
Like I know of a person I know personally who something's happening at home. They can't go home. They can't go to the police. They're scared. So it's like, but and a lot. It's not one person. It's not one person. Wako wengi. So I don't know. Like for people who are in that situation and they're listening, I guess, how do they heal?
Okay, so the first thing I would advise them to do is seek help. And right now, as we're saying, like 1190, you're talking to an actual physical human being, a counselor who has gone through training about therapy and counseling sessions. So when you call with whatever problem that you have, no matter, don't even feel like as if it's
unasumbua mtu.
Ausumbui mse wote.
Ni ujinga sana or
au watu wenye
something.
wako hapo kwa hiyo call center wamelipwa kufanya hiyo kazi. They have been trained to do that work. And the minute to call in with whatever problem, actually you'll come to realize that if you're booking for like therapy sessions, like teletherapy sessions, they will take you through all the sessions that you need for free. And si kama venye kitambo counseling lazima ungelipia sijui 2500 for one therapy session.
Ni 3K siku hizi bro.
Ati 3.
Depression inaturamba. 3K per session. Alafu wanakwambia the 1 hour is over. Do you have anything else? Yes.
Hey, so you're ngori, but once you call the number, you'll get very many counselors who are ready to listen to you. And even if you want to ask for this one specific counselor, like they will make sure that you want Nyambu to be your counselor, Nyambu is going to be your counselor throughout the number of sessions that you want. Because at the end of the day, we understand that, especially youth, we're not in a position to afford 3,000 to pay for therapy.
Not at all.
But we have problems. So how do we curb these problems?
Yeah.
That's how 1190 was born.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have a question for both of you, and I want individual answers.
Okay.
Life is already hard.
Yeah.
Work is also hard, as I'm getting to understand. How do you guys decompress, or what do you do for fun? What do you do outside of work?
Wow.
Swali ngumu hiyo. Personally, I'm a couch potato.
Okay.
In movies, Netflix, anything. Ama kitu inahusu road trip. Na si hizi road trip za manganya, sijui na nini. Just me and the driver at a very like napenda tu ku travel ama ndasema nini ingine. Aki, I'm that boring. Sina anything.
But traveling and movies is fun.
It is.
Yeah.
But to some people, sai, wanasikia you ain't clubbing ama doing shit, they're like, bro, you're boring. You can't tell me shit, you're boring. You're boring.
Yeah.
Nyambu?
For Nyambu, I like, mi napenda wanyama.
Wildlife?
Yeah.
No,
No.
not wildlife. Okay, I also love wildlife, but I love
Dogs and
domesticated
cats.
animals, cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs.
I have a dog, I have a cat, and being with them, you're just petting.
Sasa mimi niko na swali on behalf of your pets. Ukienda job, is there baki na nani? They are so lonely kwa nyumba zinakungojea urudi. Imagine, umeenda the whole day 9 to 5. Ndio kapusi. Hakuna balcony, ama sijui kama kuna balcony. Umeacha tu kwa nyumba ikikungojea.
Kwetu there's an open. There's an open.
Unajitetea.
Iko na hadi garden. The dog.
Kwa unaishi wapi? Hebu tutaongea offline.
But that is one thing. The other thing is that I love swimming. I absolutely love swimming.
Okay.
And for someone who is a swimmer, unajua mna relate na ile feeling ya kuingia ndani ya maji and everything is silent.
Yeah.
So it's my way of unwinding. Swimming is my way of unwinding, and then just watching movies. And not movies, repeating Friends.
Yeah, Kai. This guy I'm a repeat Friends over 2,000 times. Like, is that
Friends.
normal? I think she needs help.
Okay, that show confuses me.
Why? How? Like,
I saw a tweet and it said, as adults, there's no way in hell you have time to hang out that much with your friends.
It's true.
Like, I don't see my homies like that. Like, you see, like, it's unreal. I want to see my homies, but we don't see each other as much as those friends are seeing each other. Like, it's a lie.
It's a lie, but can I just...
It's like Ruto.
Oh, yeah. Ouch. But...
Do you see your friends that often?
I don't... tunakanga sana kama tujaonana but
na mko job sasa ama friends wako wa TV kila siku Chandler
acha niseme hivi for friends it's not really about it being realistic it's about what those characters represent to Nyambu to me acha niseme hivyo because I see myself in each and every character and it's actually very calming. And okay, for therapy, you're told to stick to whatever makes you feel at home. And Friends makes me feel at home. So if I feel like I'm stressed and I need to unwind, nawasha tu naona Rachel na Ross.
but it's weird. You know what's going to happen next.
I know, but...
And you still laugh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's the first time?
Like it's the first time.
Okay. So, I want to know, you have, I think, I've had 4 businesses. How many are they? How many businesses do you own?
I own 4.
4. I'm right. I'm not lying. Sindio?
Got bags, bras, snuggles, and yes, 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
I do.
Which one is?
My baby. My number 1 was Piece of Cake Bakers, which is like a bakery.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we talk about how you got into Piece of Cake, but then how did you get into baking and baking now commercially?
Okay, so I did baking technology at Upper Kist.
Amebakisha kushona viatu.
So you did baking
I
technology
did
at
baking
KISS.
technology at KISS.
Okay.
That was what my parents could afford to give to me at the time,
Okay.
which I loved. I loved being in the kitchen. And after I finished the 3 years, because it was a diploma, you know, when you are a graduate, no one is really, hakuna mtu akona mikono amekufungulia mikono hivi anakugojea uende ufanye kazi huko. And because my mom is also a baker, so she had all the equipment at home, ovens, tins and all that stuff. She just told me, well, ukihitaji anything, just use my stuff. So when I got clients is when I would make cakes for them, and that was how Piece of Cake was born.
Okay.
Actually, it was in school we did a trade project, and my project was Piece of Cake as a business plan. And so when I finished school, I just actualized it.
So was your mom a baker by any chance?
My mom is a baker.
So now when you bake, you've grown up seeing your mom baking.
Yes.
How do you one-up that? Because me, I'm all about one-upping my parents. Like, if my parents have done something, I have to do better. Like, you see this place? It used to be my mom's. I did better. So you have to do better than your parents. So I was like, Hush, like, it's a small shamba. I can't do anything. It's just here. I don't know. I was like, oh, it's a small shamba. Let me show you what you can do with a small shamba. So, I guess you've seen your mom baking. Then now you choose to take that. You choose to take that path, or that path happens to you. How do you navigate it, having seen someone else already do it, and how do you even do it better?
So for me, when sijui kama unakumbuka keki za kitambo, they were very simple.
Mimi nakumbuka queen cakes.
Kulikuwa na good morning
decorations sana. Happy birthday, that's it. But have you seen the cake industry has evolved with time?
Yeah.
You'll find people even sculpting someone.
SpongeBob.
Sijafika hapo, but I'm trying to get there.
I think the most evolved cakes that we used to see back in the days, this is a ball.
Yes.
Unapenda Manchester. Manchester.
Yeah.
Hiyo ndio ilikuwa sasa mastingo.
Sasa wanakuwekea hadi Casamiro.
Hata sikuweza kuwekea picha yako, unashangalia kwa cake.
Yeah, so it was just upping my decorating game.
Okay.
Because there's what my mom knows and what she taught me, and then there's what I learned in school, and then now there's what that I learned in social media. And baking is fun, guys. It's fun.
Okay.
It's fun, and it's actually a way of connecting with my mom, if I can say that.
Okay.
Because isomesha with, but then my mom is also as multi-tasked as I am.
As she is.
Mama yangu anaweza kujenga nyumba ya kuku.
Mwenyewe.
Yeah.
No fundi. Mesh, mbao,
kila kitu. Mama yangu, unaona this hair that she has, the
sister locks. She also does sister locks.
My mom anafanyanga hiyo. Yeah. So just seeing her doing a lot of things to support her family and herself, it was also an inspiration for me as Nyambu to take on as many things as I can.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Me in my mind, I can't continue with something before. I have to focus on something.
Okay.
So when you're doing cakes, how do you decide I can take on something else? Like with the bras or like the other things you do, like at what do they happen, like naturally, or how do you find yourself unajionge? I guess how does it happen?
Mtu huka hivi unafikiria
guys you
tulikuwa tunaambia mashida zako zitakuamsha asubuhi, zitakuamsha
because
someone like me personally, I want to go back to school. I want to go.
What do you want to study?
Counseling psychology now.
So now you know what you want to study and you want to go do that.
Yes, I want to go and do that.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I need fees. Na sahi at my very big age kwanza kusumbua mkoro ati mama nahitaji school fees. Yes, nikiweza mwambia she'll try and help me out. But at the end of the day I feel like it's going to be something that I need to do for myself because mimi ndo nimedecide nataka kurudi shule. So I naangalia unajua kuna ile like how you identify businesses ama location and what type of business you can put there. Watu wenye mafanya business study najua mnaelewa. So then I do that and I see business fulani inaweza fanya vizuri place fulani. Then I look for my own way to just, whether ni kushikania na mse, whether ni kutafuta shop on my own, but as long as at the end of the day I'll get my clientele, niwauzie Kenya na wauzia, nipate profit yangu.
I'll tell you what I hear a lot of times. You're young. Like in the sense of you're young, you're not scared of these risks you're taking, going to get an office or starting a business or employed. Like, does it scare you? Or are you not scared at all?
Sitakudanganya, it is scary. Starting something new.
Kwanza kulipa rent. Wow, kulipa rent.
It is scary because you don't know what is going to come out of that. Hata ujui kama ni do waste at that point. It's very scary. But again, if I don't take these risks, how will I grow? If I don't decide leo wacha ngiri 10 ikunywe maji. Wacha ikunywe tu, because at the end of the day I'll know that my heart was there from the beginning. And unajua, okay, Mungu huwa he doesn't take hard work in vain. He'll always
reward you, or he'll always give you favor, or you'll find, you know, it all makes sense in hindsight.
Yes.
Like right now nothing is making sense, but like you look back like, oh, that's why that happened. But then if you focus on the right now, I always tell my wife, don't try to make sense of it, babe. Like trying to understand it, just kula you kichwa. There's no point. Like I don't want to understand things. I just wacha nifanye na mukanga 5 na sijui naenda kwa nini na lakini najua acha tu niende.
Itajipa.
It makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a very random question.
Yeah.
Your friend here. What would you want to tell her that you've never told her? Like, what about her do you admire? What about her? Like, what's something about her that you really admire?
I admire a lot. Sijui mnipe a whole day to just tell you guys what I admire, but personally, Kenya na admire about her a lot ni venye huwa hajilimit. Nyambo doesn't limit herself. She wants this, she'll get it. It doesn't matter. Kama ni leo kesho kutwa. She's the one who gives me hope. She's the one who gives me the energy ya kukua out here to just ushika tu hivi unasikia umeluzo, but unakumbuka, oh, I have Nyambo. I'm like, I just need to push it. So she doesn't limit herself. She's a go-getter. She's loving, she's adorable, she's pretty, she's just everything. Yeah. So
Number, I want to ask you a question that is in the back of my head, and I'm assuming, but I want you to tell me. In your journey, especially as a business owner, I want to know, what role has the internet played? Because you've talked about social media helping you find new advanced ways to bake or new techniques. You've talked about having a page and having people come to you, and then you're able to go to town and customize for them. And I feel like that's the one thing. My mind's like, maybe the internet plays a role in this, because even like I'm assuming the lingerie business, some of them are online businesses. So I feel like, according to me, my assumption is that the internet has had a role in shaping you or helping you become this multifaceted woman that we see. But am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Okay.
So this is how social media or the internet has helped me personally. You see, there's this thing that goes whereby people who don't know you will support you more than actually your friends will.
Amen.
true.
Now, that is exclusive of Cynthia.
Cynthia was here on time, waiting for you. Like, my friend is coming, and
She has businesses. Oh my lord.
she'll be here though.
Yeah, she will.
So people, especially like for thrift bags, Nairobi, the shop for thrifted bags, you'll find that people who are promoting you ni mtu tu ameona kitu ikambamba and anaona acha tu ni buy because imenibamba. You can unaweza pata followers wenye wanakufollow wenye ni mabeshto wako, hata mmoja hatainunua. But at the end of the day, it's playing a role because naweza fikia wasi wengi. Unajua being it's a social media, it's not limited to Kiambu, like my shop. So you'll find that people in town, people in Murang'a, people in Nyeri, they are seeing my products just because it's an online platform. And I think that's how it comes into play. Things like for piece of cake bakers, for example. Again, it's an online platform whereby everybody who has the app Instagram can be able to access my work. So at the end of the day, it's just a matter of, it's helping me market my products, it's helping me become seen, and you don't even have to follow the page or like the content. Just as long as you've seen that whatever you've liked,
you're searching for something
and it pops up, and you can contact me, and that's it. I think it plays a very big role.
So Also
Yes.
giving her ideas. She'd be like, oh, Cynthia, I saw this, I want to try this. It also gives her ideas and...
To see stuff on the internet that you're like,
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah,
I can do
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I want to set up this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to know in terms of business
Yes.
challenges. I'm a business owner myself, and I run multiple businesses, and it's very challenging. So I want to know, how do you deal with the challenges? But then even more importantly, being online means responding fast enough, managing multiple pages. How do you do all of it?
Sometimes inabidi ulie. Sometimes inabidi too, you have your meltdown there and then you wake up and continue with life. But anyway, it's not easy again dealing with multiple businesses, because at the end of the day they all require my attention.
Exactly.
And kama for thrifting lazima nirauke niende Gikomba.
Yep.
Na huko tena hata utusiwe.
Yeah.
Because kila mtu is wanting whatever you've gotten.
Yeah.
Kila mtu anataka hiyo stock. Hiyo mali safi uko nayo. Kila mtu anaitaka. But I think mi sijui naweza sema aje, because motivating factor at the end of the day ninajua is that I'll go through this right now, but one day one time in the near future itajipa. Your feeling, yeah, there's hope that I know one day one time this will all make sense. Ni nakwanga like ndio the motivating factor. Hata ndio niamke niende Gikomba or hata niamue nitabeki hiyo keki, at the end of the day najiambia that itajipa tu one day one time, so I'll just continue with na kulia by the way.
Kulia ni important.
Kulia ni constant.
Kulia ni important sana.
Yeah.
Alafu sometimes inabidi napigia Cynthia na mrantia na mwambia we
guys, I have it. Ushatumia voice note ya 32 minutes.
What? Hiyo ni podcast. Hiyo ni podcast.
Yeah.
You know, na mrantia ananipe hope pia, and then I'm like, you know what, let me just continue.
Cynthia, thank you for being a good friend.
She is too.
Nyambura, I want to ask you 2 difficult last questions.
No problem.
And then I want you to plug your different businesses.
Okay.
My first question is, if you could only do one business, which one would you choose?
Hallelujah.
You can only choose one.
I can only choose one. Emwe akia nani sijui.
Wezi?
Ni ngumu. Ni ngumu. But I don't think there's, because they're all my babies. But to choose one, I think I would stick with, I don't know.
Okay. But then the other question I have for you
Yes.
is, when you do get the chance to study counseling psychology,
Yes.
what do you hope to do in terms, like, it's something you're passionate about and you've even decided for yourself you want to do, but then I guess where do you want to take that?
Okay, so why I want to take counseling psychology up, it's actually something that is very personal to me. A while back, we went through something as a family, and it tore me down. And then I got to discover something called interpersonal psychotherapy, which is treatment for depression. And through that training that we underwent for 5 days, like, it opened my mind so much. And in that, you know, when something happens to you, when something happens in your presence, you'll start maybe blaming the person who is doing those things. And hiyo time nilikuwa na blame msee, because nashanga mbona anakubali kujifanyia hii mambo. And then through interpersonal psychotherapy is when I learned that we are all somehow sick, like tuko na kashida, and the only way we can help ourselves is through talking it out. And it made me understand this person more, and it made me want to help others who have been through the same, because haikuanga kitu mzuri. For like 2 years continuous, it was just happening, and I'm like, ooh, how do I overcome this? So through IPTG is when I was able to like realize that, okay, so it happens, yes, but I can be able to heal from it, and I can be able to change the lives of others who are going through the same. I can be able to talk to these people through experience and now through training, as
and even open up their minds the way your mind was
opening up and just making them realize that, guys, najua ime happen, but at the end of the day, uko hai. God has given you grace that you're alive today. So anything is possible. Healing is possible.
Yeah.
And moving on is possible. Yes.
So plug us your businesses, and then Cynthia's going to give us a parting shot.
Okay.
So you're going to close us off.
Can
You better
I-
have something deep.
Yeah, we also, can we also Nini, see we also have a certain business in our community.
Okay.
Sikon Apparel. I think people should go follow their page on Instagram. Check out. They have really cool clothes, cool kicks. Ukitaka tu kladi, ukitaka tu anything to wear. Sikon Apparel is the
And
place
it's
to be.
SEEKON.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sikon Apparel.
Yeah.
So my very many businesses. The first one is Piece of Cake Bakers 21 at Instagram. The other one is Snuggles Detergents. The other one is Thrifts by Nyambu. And the other one is Thrift Bags Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes.
And Cynthia,
Yeah.
there's someone listening out there, they've been listening. What do you want them to know as we leave and love them?
I want
Or
them
love
to
and leave
know they're worth it.
Mm.
Don't give up on yourself. You can do it. It's all possible. It may seem impossible right now, but with time, it will all be possible. So you're worth it and you're loved.
I feel like that was for me. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
as well.
We have to find time now to come see these businesses. So
Yeah.
you said your business is right around the corner. Where is your business and where can they come?
Okay, so the business is located at Kirigiti. There's a roundabout that is
Tunajua roundabout.
Tunajua roundabout.
Roundabout tunajua.
So when it's like you're heading to Gitamayo or Kamiti Corner.
Okay.
When you head in that direction, but it's the first exit on your left after the roundabout.
Okay.
It's a small shop, but it has everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
I hope you guys have a wonderful night.
You too.
And we wish you the best of luck, not just in your businesses, but even your personal lives and everything else you guys are doing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're most welcome.
Aye.